Michael Krulik at Avid, thank you for being here. Talk about some new technology that is available now.
How y'all doing? All right. Great stuff so far. Just again, want to talk about some of the things from the Avid side. We did make a couple of announcements at NAB. As Tony mentioned, we do have the DNX IO, which is Thunderbolt or PCIe connectivity to your editor. We did partner with Blackmagic. Thank you, Blackmagic. Their name is there. Our name is there. We're open. The nice thing about this is you can work HD, you can work 2K, 4K, UHD, and play out. But we also work with our other partners, so you can work with AJA or Blackmagic as well. So Avid is open. Also, the ISIS 1000, as Tony mentioned, it's a little less expensive if you are a boutique, if you are working on an independent or documentary and don't want to go with an ISIS 5500 or a 7500. And by the way, ISIS, we had the name first. For those of you that don't know, it does stand for Infinitely Scalable Intelligent Storage. So honestly, I didn't just make that up. So yeah, you can actually scale more. Really nice, great control, being able to dynamically reallocate your workspaces. Again, a lot of people are using it for anything from documentary to education, all the way up to feature films and enterprise customers. So really great solution. Now getting into some of the editorial stuff, let's go ahead and play some of the little Food Truck Wars here promo that was put together.
Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Eat it, eat it.
Audio is? Is there audio playing?
Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
There we go.
Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Okay, so obviously we don't have the rights to use that song, so Tony's going to be working on something later with that. But also getting into some other features I do want to talk about. Some new features with Media Composer, like doing quick finds. When you are working with reality, when you are working with a lot of footage and bins, you want to be able to quickly sort out what bins you're looking at. So we can actually go within folders and do a quick find. Let's say I want to find any of the exteriors. We simply type that out, if I'd spell it right, and it takes me right to that bin. So if you do have hundreds of bins, it's a really nice, easy way to go in and search for your bins. Nice thing about that also is we've actually added that to your timeline. So if you go down to your timeline view, you can see we can actually search for markers, comments, clip names, or resolution just by coming in and typing that into the quick find. So that's something that's brand new inside of Media Composer 8.4. Also, what we've done is allowed you may have noticed when you're working with some effects or some high-res material, we used to limit the size of your window when you were working. But now if you go to, let's say, your single display, we can actually resize this as big as you would like. So you can actually make your window a little nicer, a little great for viewer. Again, it's the little things that help make it a little easier to work, and you can go back to dual mode. And also another thing I want to drop in before we get into some remote collaboration is things like titles. We now have 3 titling tools that you can use inside of Media Composer. We have the new Blue Titler Pro, which we now include with Media Composer. We'll actually drop that in right on the top. We have it in the effect palette. Just take that, drop it right here. The nice thing is it's a very easy way to go in and start creating titles. You have your user interface. That, again, you're not leaving Media Composer, and you're also going to see this with some of the great fusion elements that Ronnie's going to show shortly. But the nice thing here is with your control, you can go in, you can change the size. We can say food truck. Food truck, here we go. You have different styles you can choose from. Little styles, you simply hover, you double click, and it applies that. You can change the size of that, and you can even work in 3D. Ooh, for control. Now we have one created, which is nice. We've taken the Sin City look, and I've actually applied that, so we now have a little Food Truck Wars, a flavor to kill for. So now once that's created, we simply step back in. That's actually now part of my edit inside of Media Composer. So again, nice control. Again, you're going to see some really nice titles and effects with the Fusion plugin. But now we want to talk about collaboration rather quickly. So you get media, it's ingested through Telestream. We're going into our system here, and for the producer who doesn't necessarily know or want to work with Media Composer, how about bringing up a web browser that they can go in and take a look at the media through a proxy. I'm actually going to access, I'm VPN'd into Burlington, Massachusetts, and I'm going to take this shot right here. Here's some of the food truck stuff that we shot earlier. So that can be brought into the system, and I can simply right-click on that clip and do a remote upload of that. Whoop, let me go ahead and bring that up again here. Remote upload is going to let me upload that through the VPN, through the network connection to Burlington, Massachusetts, and it's going to land on the ISIS back there. So a great way to go in and collaborate. You can send media back and forth.
Let me stop him. What he just did was send the footage we just shot 3,000 miles away onto the sand so somebody can start cutting right now. Y'all awake?
But wait, there's more. So now I can go into a web browser. We'll go into MediaCentral UX, and UX stands for Unified Experience. This is now just a web browser that anyone can bring up, and it's going to let me go in and preview that media. It's going to create a proxy of that on the fly that I'll be able to preview in a web browser. I can add locators, or excuse me, markers, as they are called now, and even create little rough cuts or string outs that as soon as that information is saved, that will link back with the media that's back at the facility with the high-res metadata. So simply double-click here. Here's some food truck stuff right there. Again, that's just a web browser. If I want to go in and search for any media that was checked in the last hour. So the last hour is going to do a simple search. Let's see what comes up. Here we have some, well, here we go. This, again, was just created earlier.
Yeah, I took that. That was somebody getting into the booze.
Was it?
That's an iPhone coming. There she is. There's my girl. What's up?
Okay, so yeah, the nice thing about that is we're actually seeing that media that's actually creating that proxy, being able to let me play it. I can go in and make markers. The markers are just time code accurate. There we go.
Yeah, I actually put it in too.
There we go. All right. So we can go in and create markers. These markers, as they're listed right here, are, again, time code accurate. It's actually telling me who's logged in. So if the producers have logged in by their name, we'll see who created those comments. We can go in and type in, right here, open that bottle. Okay? That, again, is metadata that's instantly saved, and once that's brought back into Media Composer and I bring up that clip, I'll see those markers. The great thing is the producer or whoever's using this lightweight app of MediaCentral UX can be anywhere in the world. The proxies are created, again, all frame accurate, linking back to your media. So that's some really great workflow there.
Right on, dude. Thank you so much for that.